don't need no copyright, so I made my own intro. Yeah, go with the flow. Hey y'all, it's Nate, the mother, the seamstress, and the entrepreneur. Thank y'all for watching. Hey y'all, make this custom dress with me. So first thing first, I did go ahead and take my measurements. As y'all know, I just had a baby not too long ago. And I did squeeze a little, as y'all seen me when I was taking that measurement. When y'all take our measurements, make sure y'all do not squeeze the measurement tape too tight. I just had to add that in there because you do not want your dress to fit it. And so as y'all can see, I'm starting off by cutting out my pattern. I got this custom dress pattern off Etsy. And for the top portion, I am using performance mesh. I honestly thought this performance mesh was going to be too thick, like you weren't going to be able to see any skin, but it actually gave everything that it needed to give, and y'all are going to see that at the end of the video. So yeah, I'm just getting all my fabric cut out, and I am cutting this on a fold. Do not mind my baby because he be right here while I'm recording. So yeah, as y'all can see, I did put the mesh up to me just so I could see what it's giving, and it was giving. And I was doing too much messing with my boyfriend about how the mesh was, so he's so funny. Anyways, I also cut the skirt pet. Oh my goodness, y'all just don't know. Like, I don't know why I keep messing up my words, but I start cutting the skirt portion. And the best way to get your perfect size is, of course, to take your measurements. I honestly think that'll be my next video, just showing y'all how I take my measurements. And honestly, I'm still learning measurements. Like, I gotta make sure I get measurements down pat. So I am going to be doing this video showing y'all me make different clothes for different sizes, just getting measurements only and making sure they can fit. Like, that's honestly been something I've been working on because I have to get measuring down pat. And as y'all can see, I did make a little cute dress in the back. Look at that dress. That's also 100% from scratch. And this shiny fabric for the bottom of the dress, I did get this from Amazon. I'm going to make sure I link it in the comments. I want to say this is called like foil spandex fabric, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I will also make sure I have those links down below for y'all. And yeah, so I'm just cutting because y'all know before you sew, you got to cut. This is just first thing first. I do not make the rules. I follow them. But I try to make it like, I got to make it to where it's not too boring because I really want to do a series. I know I'm always, the thing is, I be sick of talking about what I'm going to do. I just want to do it. But I want to start a series. I just want to make sure, like, when I'm cutting and doing things that's repetitive, I honestly want to see, like, should I talk about a topic while I'm cutting and doing the repetitive things, or should I just play music and speed up the video? Because like right now this is going real time, so I think I'm actually going to put like a little time lapse in there because honestly it can get boring just watching me do the same thing. So I'm gonna put a little time lapse in there for y'all. Let me see, because let me see, I don't know, y'all just gotta give me some ideas. I be trying to think of like what I would want to watch, what I would want to see, and go from there. I honestly like to learn in real time, but at the same time, depending on what you're doing, I feel like it can be sped up. So I'm just going to speed up this little part. Yep. I like hot sauce. Because it's spicy. It will be so spicy. But you love spicy, so yeah. I like spicy things. Sure do. You do like spicy things. So you do what you do. You don't like spicy things too. You only like kind of good things, not spicy. What happened, guys? You mad? Say, man, tell my sister to bring her bus back here right now. Say, my sister do too much. Say, she got to go back there. Say, tell her come get me right now, Mom. You want your sister? You want your sister and your cousins? Say, them girls cool. They're my girls. Say, those are the girls in my life. Say, I love them. I ended up just deciding to let it play. But anyways, this is the back part of her skirt. I am cutting it in half. You want to cut it in half so you can add in a zipper. I did find a new way to add a zipper too that I think I'm going to try. But yeah, this is the way that I'm used to. So I did go ahead and just cut it in half for the zipper. I just zigzag stitched it all the way down on max. I thought I was recording, but I was not. And I'm creating my trim right now. As y'all can see, I already got it together on one side. Now I'm creating it on the next side. Cutting off all these threads. This is my first time making this kind of dress, but I know it's gonna be super duper pretty. And so now to create, well, this is my bias tape, and to create it, I'm gonna tuck this in once, and then fold over again like that, and then pin it. This fabric is tricky, like the texture of it, the material. Yeah, it can be a little tricky to sew, but I got this. And as y'all can see from here, I'm just going ahead and getting the recipe. Honestly, on the other side, it was not giving. It was kind of, I can't explain it, like too stretchy. So I feel like the way I pinned it, that slower time y'all just seen, was the correct way to pin it. And now I'm just getting the neck piece sewn on. And after I sewed it down once, I also went ahead and top stitch it. Because you do want to secure your neck piece. You want to make sure that it's not going anywhere. And after I did that, I went ahead and I pinned the front portion of my skirt to the back portion of my skirt. Pinned it all together. Well, actually, the side seams. I hope, let me set it over because I want to make sure I'm explaining it right. So basically, I put the front of my skirt to the back of my skirt, and I'm sewing it right sides together. So you just want to go ahead and pin down the sides. As y'all can see, the back of the skirt is open. As I was mentioning earlier, that is where you'll put your zipper. So yeah, I'm just getting it all pinned, and I do like to make sure I take my time and pin it right. And I did also just show y'all where I'm sewing at, just so y'all can get like the visual idea of it. And so after I sewed the other side, I did go ahead and do the exact same thing to the other side, get it pinned down, then take it to my sewing machine. And as far as the seam allowance, I did just trim it off. I believe I'm going to be turning this dress into a prom dress. So for now, it is not for sale. But after I complete it, I will make it for sale. So I'm actually going to do a part 2 to this video. I'm going to show you all how I turn this into a prom dress. So yeah, just getting it pinned. Make sure y'all take y'all time and y'all pin everything together. You do not want any holes in your garment. So make sure you take your time and you get it right, get it tight, cause period. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut off the seam allowance for the side seam. And I decided I wanted the front of the dress to have like a little stretch to it. So basically, to add the stretch, all you do is add in elastic. So I just measured it from top to bottom, and then I put it in half because you want to make sure it has some stretch to it. So you don't want to put in the exact measurement of the elastic, if that makes sense. So as y'all can see, I just went ahead and measured it and then cut it in half. So half for the full measurement. I honestly felt like I should have added a tad bit more. So maybe just a little more than half next time, because it was hard to stretch it to the end a little bit. But just keep watching. It definitely give what it needs to give. And I believe I did a zigzag stitch, I want to say, down the middle. So yeah. So as y'all can already see, taking it off, the sewing machine. It already looks so good. And now I'm just attaching my top of my dress to the bottom of the dress. And to do that, all you do is take the right side of the dress to the right side of the top to the right side of the skirt, and you put them together. And then you want to go ahead and pin all the way across. I don't know, I told y'all, I don't know why my words just ain't coming out right tonight. But you want to go ahead and pin all the way across. Make sure you pin it right. You don't want no holes at all in your garment. I cannot stress that enough. So add just as many pins as you need to, because you need your dress to be just as close as perfect can get. And after I got done pinning and took it over to my sewing machine, I want to say I sewed this down with, I can't remember if I used a zigzag or a straight stitch. I want to say I used a straight stitch for this. And yeah, from afar, just watching the video, it does look like I used a straight stitch. And after I straight stitched it, I did go ahead and sew down the seam allowance, because if you don't sew it down, that little seam will just be sticking up in your dress, and you do not want that. You want to make sure you finish the dress beautifully, and as I said, just as perfect can get. And especially if you're making the dress to sell, you want to make sure it's giving everything that needs to be given. And so as y'all can see, that's the little piece I was talking about. And I don't know how I forgot about this part, but of course I had to add my zipper in. And I didn't really show how I added the zipper. As y'all can see, I'm showing me pinning it, but I kind of didn't put it at an angle to where I can add a tutorial, because like y'all really can't see what I did like that. Like you can see me pinning it, but you can't see how I laid it. So what I will do is my next video, I will go ahead and add a zipper tutorial for y'all. Let me know if y'all want that tutorial. And so yeah, I'm just adding a zipper, and I'm trying to mark how low I want my zipper to go. I believe I marked it at 7 inches. Yeah, I definitely marked it at 7 inches. And then I just put the last pin where I want my zipper to end at. That way I won't sew down too far. And I did complete the dress, well actually the sewing part of the dress, this night. And the next morning I woke up and I hand sewed down the applique. To add your applique, all you want to do is pin it down and hand sew it. You just want to make sure that none of the corners or the edges are lifting. Make sure you tack it down really good. And those are the best pointers I can add, because I only sewn down about 3 appliques so far. But I know the more I do them, the more tips I will have for y'all. But for now, yeah, that's all I got. And this is how the dress turned out. So pretty and to my liking. Let me know what detailed tutorial y'all want, and y'all know y'all girl got y'all. I know y'all tired of me saying it, but I am trying to be more consistent with my content. So drop down below some tutorials that y'all would love to see. And yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and like this video if you really like the video. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Love y'all. Mwah.